So excited. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Good afternoon, Dr. Bontle.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
I'm
So I
good.
am going to read. I want to read Dr. Bontle's profile because I want you guys to know who we are talking to. Ne? So I'll be looking down because I need to read it. So Dr. Bontle is a healthcare strategist with extensive experience in the pharmaceutical industry and a strong advocacy for mental health. Now practicing as an aesthetic doctor, she believes in the importance of holistic management of patients that addresses the mind, body, and soul. Her goal is to empower patients through comprehensive care that enhances their overall well being and fosters a deeper connection to their health. So her key skills are clinical leadership, stakeholder management, medical communication, and she actually does public speaking. The education profile is, I am telling you, it's a pity I can't read everything because I don't want to waste time. But please welcome Dr. Bontle, who is going to
Hi.
take us through everything that is alopecia.
Hi. Yes, I'm at the beach, guys. I'm at the beach. Allow me to be at the
Sorry?
beach. I'm at the
Oh, I
beach.
see.
Yes. Allow me.
I
Allow me to
see.
be at the beach.
So we were sharing stories. People were just requesting and just sharing the stories are different. But
Mm.
maybe you can just tell us a bit about yourself, and then we can go through how we. I'll let them know how we're just going to do the rundown of everything.
Okay. I think you summed it up nicely. I was a corporate girly, but I was in clinical first, and then I was a corporate girly for a few years, and then now I'm back in clinical, but I'm doing more of aesthetic medicine. And one of the things that I'm passionate about is alopecia management. Just by virtue of I have people in my life who have alopecia, and I've seen the psychological impact that it has on them. And if there's anything that I can do to assist with that, then obviously I would want to do it. So that's why I'm quite fond of, this particular, ailment.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that. So I have so how are we going to do this? I'm
Okay.
just gonna go through the questions, few questions that I received,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll take sort of like an ad break where we accept whoever will be on the guest request who would want to ask you a question. After answering the question, maybe one person or two people who will want to say something or ask you questions, and then we'll continue with the rest of the questions because I don't know. I know Hori, we have limited time. I know you're busy, but thank you for taking time. But I think the one question, because we also do have people who are here to support us who don't have alopecia, who don't know anything about alopecia. So I just want to, the first question obviously would just be to explain what is alopecia and the types of alopecia that you are familiar with.
So alopecia is hair loss, just as basic as that. But with alopecia now, all of us, we lose hair every single day. Roughly on average, about 100 hairs every day. And hair has a cycle, right? So you have a point where your hair will start to grow, and that will be for a few years. And then thereafter, you will have the hair detaching from the follicle. And then after that, you will have the shedding. With a normal person who does not, now I'm not saying normal, not that you're not normal, guys. With somebody who does not have alopecia, with somebody who does not have alopecia, what happens is that this new hair, it grows, it detaches, right? When it sheds, there's no new hair to replace it. That's why you end up having the bald spots. But
Yeah.
ordinarily, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to have the hair grow, it detaches, it falls off, then new hair will replace it. So that's basically what alopecia is. And all of us, we lose hair. It's just that with alopecia, you lose more hair than what is coming out. And then you end up having those patches or bald spots on your hair. Now, there are different types of alopecia.
Yeah.
Normally, we class them as either they're scarring, which is exactly that, it causes a scar, right? Or non scarring. The scar in this instance would be in your follicle. So it completely
Mm-hmm.
destroys your follicle and it makes it impossible for hair to ever grow in that particular follicle. For
Mm-hmm.
your non scarring now, your follicle is not scarred. So chances of regrowth are possible with early treatment and the right treatment. And then
Mm-hmm.
you have this particular type of now alopecia that starts off as non scarring and then becomes scarring. That is your traction alopecia. And that's the one that us black people, we have a lot of because of the braids and the cannabis on Ben and Betty that we do, all these
Yes.
pulling hairstyles that we
Straight
do.
back.
Right?
Straight back.
Yes, the straight back. You think, oh, it's a protective style. No, it's not. It's not a protective
Yeah.
style, right? So it pulls your hair.
Yeah.
So if it's caught early and managed early, your traction alopecia can actually o kgona go na le hair regrowth. But if it prolongs for a long period of time and you continue with that insult on your follicles, it will ultimately become a scarring, right? So some
Yeah.
people will come and be like, no, but Nikita the hairstyles and somebody else, they had traction alopecia, but their hair grew back. Why is mine not growing back? It's because now
Mm-hmm.
yours has gone on for such a long period of time. And remember, we're individuals, we're different. We are not built the
Yeah.
same, right? So for you, it might go grow back. For others, it will definitely progress to scarring alopecia. The most common that I see is androgenic alopecia. Androgenic is genetic. It is driven by hormones. It is in men and women, right? For men, you have a bald head, right? For women, others have that, or they will just see this parting of their hair. Mohari, right? That would be your androgenic. There's definitely treatment for that as well. It has to be tailor made, obviously, for you, addressing other things. And then you have your alopecia areata. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
ones where you see these little coin circles. It's either on a
Yeah.
certain spot or your whole head. Sometimes these coin whatevers can actually decopane and make a bigger bold patch, right?
Okay.
That
Yeah.
one is more of an autoimmune disease, which basically means that your own body is attacking your hair follicles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with people who have alopecia areata, oftentimes they might have other autoimmune diseases, at the same time as well, right? And then you
Yeah.
have your now kibita stress hair loss. People will be like, no, I'm so stressed. I'm even losing my hair. And people are like, what? You're being extra. No, 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 no. They're not being extra. It is actually a thing. It's called telogen effluvium. That one is caused by stress. So you're going through a major life event, they're stressing you at work, they're stressing you at home, or you have an illness, that's causing a lot of, stress to you. That's when you'll start seeing that hair loss. Now, with this one as well, because it is a non-scarring, what happens is that once the stressor is kind of managed or removed, you will start to see hair regrowth. But in the interim, you can still start with treatment, your PRPs, your minoxidils, and all those other things. And then you have your scarring. That's the most challenging one because with most scarring, we cannot do anything about those follicles. Hair will never grow there. But what we can do is we can manage the other areas that still have hair, that you don't have further hair loss, and also manage inflammation if there's inflammation, or infection if there's infection in those hair follicles. And that's about it. So you have your scarring and your non-scarring. Scarring, chances are it's permanent. We are never ever gonna be able to grow that hair where you've lost it. And then for your non-scarring, there are different treatments available for you to be able to manage that.
Okay, interesting. Because I did not know there was a terminology for it because I also know I read that if you do have alopecia, like let me talk about Mika androgenetic. I know stress was the reason why it fast tracked my hair loss. You know, I was in a period of stress, and the stress was not even alopecia, where I've got a patch or I'm
Mm.
losing. No, 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 it was something different. And I saw just my hair going fast. I can even look at speed saying, and I was like, today there's hair. Tomorrow I wake up, I look in the mirror, and I'm like, moriri o ile ko kae ene ka pele so, you know. So okay, thank you for that explanation. I hope you guys are still tapping the screen. Can you please also make sure that you follow Dr. Bontle, because I mean you guys will learn a lot from even her posts, ne? So the second question, can alopecia happen at any age, or are there certain stages of life where it attacks?
Unfortunately, everyone is at risk of alopecia, right? Kids, adults. With kids, oftentimes you will see your alopecia areata. That's the autoimmune one, right? And you will see those little round spots, bold patches on their heads that you would see in kids and teenagers. And then teenagers as well, you can actually see your androgenic alopecia because it's driven by hormones. And perimenopausal women or menopausal, those ones, you will see some, that's when they would get their androgenic. Others can even get what we call your frontal fibrosing alopecia. That's a scarring one,
Yeah.
right? And it's important that when you go to a doctor, they ask you every single thing you can think of. Like, short of asking you where you were born, we will ask everything to actually get an idea of how long does it run in the family? Is it related to stress? Is it like, what is the problem there? So this thing called alopecia, and I call it a thing, I don't want it people to identify and make it their existence. And we'll talk about that, the psychological part. It's just, I have alopecia, but you're not alopecia. You have alopecia. You're not alopecia. It can happen to anyone, right? So it's not just for women. It's not just for men. It's not just for older women. It's not just for kids. It's everybody, depending on what. And obviously also, we'll talk later on, there are certain diseases that can actually trigger alopecia, nutritional deficiencies. So that's why it can affect anyone at any age.
I saw somebody asking a question because I also can hair grow back with alopecia areata?
Yes, it can. With anything, early treatment, extremely important. Addressing what the issues are, identifying what the issues are. For some people, it doesn't. And that's where the conversation with your doctor is very important, to set realistic goals, right? With anything, if it's been ongoing for such a long period of time, it will take a little bit longer. Others, it might not even come, right? So you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with the treatment. But yes, with the proper treatment, you can have regrowth because it falls under the class. Remember, the one that I said is non-scarring. So your hair follicles are not permanently damaged. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I think you touched on this though. You said we'll go through it. Because my next question was going to be, is alopecia linked to any other health conditions? But as you said, we will talk about it. But what are the early signs that anyone might be developing alopecia? I think I saw a question like that as well somewhere. But we have it here.
The obvious one is you comb your hair, hore, I will have a little bit of hair on my hairbrush or on my comb or whatever. But now you're starting to see a whole lot more than what you normally have. I'm not saying you must not go counting now, be like, oh, it's 100. Now it's definitely alopecia. No, no, no. I'm just saying you will see that this is not the norm for me, right? And then you will also start to see that, but you know what? I would have some shedding, but hair will grow back. But now it's not growing back. That's when now you can be like, okay, fine. You know what? There might be something going on here. And that's when you should really try and seek help. If you find that your hair, your scalp becomes a little bit more sensitive, there's pain, there's a little bit of inflammation, or you feel like there's an infection there, that's also a sign that there's something going on and it needs to be examined.
Okay, yeah. Because this is the main question, because I mean I think it's a follow-up more than anything. How do you diagnose alopecia? Like, I know we need to go to a dermatologist, we need to go to a doctor basically for them to check, but I just want the process of how, so that people know how you go about it to actually say that, okay, this is definitely alopecia areata, this is tractional alopecia, and so on.
So the first thing is history. uh Taking a proper history will guide us in terms of, the kind of alopecia that we're dealing with. And then once we've taken the history, it also guides us what tests to do. So your first
Mm.
examination will do a thorough, history taking, and then we will examine your scalp. We will obviously, some will do the pull test to see if they pull your hair, will something come out, right? Which also already shows us there's, some kind of damage on your follicles. And then we will use trichoscopy or a dermoscope where we look at your hair follicles.
Yeah.
Normally, you're supposed to have about 2 to 3, hairs within a follicle. With alopecia, you'll find that when you look at that hair follicle, there's nothing in it, or you can see inflammation and scarring there, or a small, thin little hair, then you know, okay, fine, there's something going on here, right? And if you piece that and the history, then you can kind of come up with a diagnosis. But if there's a little bit of, I'm not sure what this could be, especially around the scarring alopecias, then you can also do a biopsy, and the biopsy will then tell us, okay, fine, this is what is going on in this particular person's hair. And I should mention that you can have more than one type of alopecia as a person. So you can have androgenic alopecia with taloflovian effluvium. Like you were saying, you were stressed as well, and so they could
Yeah.
have been together in that same situation. So it's possible to have, more than one type of alopecia in, one person. And then obviously now, once we've done your biopsies, we've done the physical examination of your scalp, and then we've done the thorough, examination, then we will tell you, okay, fine, this is the type of alopecia that we're dealing with. And then bloods also. Bloods important because not all alopecias are due to your your areatas and your androgenic. Some of it is due to nutritional deficiencies, right? And if we take bloods, we're able to see, is there vitamin D deficiency, a B12, is there iron deficiency there? Do you have some type of thyroid disease, which is also a big cause of hair loss? So we do everything: bloods, biopsy, physical examination, and a thorough history.
You mentioned thyroid, and my heart like almost stopped a bit because, okay, yes, it's androgenetic for us, but my mom also suffers from thyroid.
Mm.
So now it makes sense actually. Though she discovered the thyroid late, but I think it's something that she's been struggling with unaware. Rona
Mm.
re jwang, we will always want to self-medicate into sometimes, even when there's no need for us to self-medicate type of thing. So now it actually kind of makes sense. To everybody who is here and would like to request and ask Dr. Bontle questions, and also share a bit of your story about your alopecia, you are more than welcome. because we actually do want to take a break. We don't want to go through all the questions. As the interview, again, we are interacting. Dr. Bontle would like to hear your stories as well and answer some of your questions. So you are more than welcome to actually request. So there was
There are
someone who
few
was here. He did
questions
leave.
though.
Oh,
Like
okay.
there are few
So I
questions
asked,
that
oh,
the
this
doctor
is
can address
Lerato. Sorry,
maybe.
Lerato.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
Lerato. I asked Lerato to come through because I know that while talking we are gonna miss questions, ne? So Lerato will take us through those questions so that Dr. Bontle can answer them. So which one did we miss? Because I didn't see.
You know, I'm gonna start with the one near thyroid because we're talking about it. Let me just quickly go back here. Abigail is asking that how do I know the type of alopecia I have? I started losing my hair after being diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. So with hyperthyroid. So
So
that's
thyroid
one
disease,
question.
yes.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, oh, is it? There's still more to the question.
No, 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 no. You can answer that
Um,
and then we'll go to the next one.
So, like I mentioned, thyroid disease is one of the causes of hair loss. So, if you have that and you have hair loss, we often will say, okay, fine, let's start you on treatment. If you are beyond the point of treatment, if there's surgical intervention that needs to take place, we'll do that. And once you're on proper treatment, you should be able to see regrowth. However, I should mention we're different, right? So for some, it might take few months, others longer than that. So it really just depends on the individual, but definitely thyroid disease is a cause of hair loss.
All right. And Bruce is also asking, can your hair grow after with alopecia areata? Is it possible for your hair to regrow?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Or
that one I think
yeah.
you did answer.
Oh, you did answer that one. Okay, cool. Let me just see if we've got any more.
Okay, I think
Okay,
while we
someone was
wait for
asking what's causing the scalp sensitivity in the middle.
yes,
So
I
it's
also
it's
wanna know.
it's inflammation, a lot of it. Inflammatory process, you will feel that little sensitivity, that little pain. So a lot of it is that some of it could be an infection process that's causing that sensitivity on your scalp. And you know, when we talk about treatment, one of the other things that we educate on is scalp health, right? So it's not just about regrowing your hair, but taking care of your scalp. And taking care of your scalp means, gentle massages. When you're washing, don't use irritants, things that will, irritate your scalp. So try for your gentler shampoos. For those that we can see that there's some kind of infective, we use your ketoconazole shampoos to assist with that, inflammatory infective process. Even the oils or the sprays that you use, try to stay away from things that are irritating to your scalp, right? And then heat. Yo, we like to blow dry our hairs. We will blow dry, we will do whatever that irritates your skin, right? So instead of blow drying, rather let your hair air dry. So I have natural hair, so I just let it air dry, right? But try to avoid things that irritate your scalp. So part and parcel of alopecia treatment is scalp health, and that's very important. So that sensitivity, it could just be an inflammatory process or an infective process that would then need to be managed accordingly.
Okay, all right. Because I see here, Ubusi was also asking which oil she can use on a regular basis. So basically, um, anything that's for sensitive skin, nothing too harsh.
So nothing too harsh. So in my practice, with all my patients, I do a DNA test. The reason why I do this for alopecia is that we are able to formulate shampoos and sprays that are basically good for your scalp, right? So
Okay.
your treatment will be different from, Motabi's treatment, from Bontle's treatment, right? So some
Mm.
will have caffeine in it, which is really good as well for alopecia. Others will have rosemary oil, others will have this. So it's a bunch of things, but not everything works for everybody. Just like minoxidil might not work for others, the same applies even for hair oils. So if rosemary worked for you and caffeine worked for you, does not mean that it will work for me. So that's why I'm so keen on the DNA test, because what they do is they check and see, for Motabi. This is Motabi's genetic profile, and this is what we want to formulate for her scalp.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So, Lerato, this means I need to go to Dr. Bontle because I struggle with sensitive scalp as well. I'm sitting here because for me, I don't want to host a live speaking about alopecia when you can't see, you know?
Mm.
So I hold myself till the live ends. But believe me, for me, I don't even need to go out for the sensitivity. As it is, my house is not even cold, but I feel cold. And this part is the main part that would normally feel cold, and it gives me a lot of headaches. So I never ever ever go out without covering my. That's why I wear wigs full time, because just sitting like this and I feel the cold. It's sensitive, and but I didn't know that I need to you even get to a point where you actually take DNAs so that you can be able to find a specific treatment for me so that I'm not. Okay, okay. Expect my visit, Doctor. Thank you.
Yay! Then we can
Okay, this
meet
is
face to face, not just
yes, yes. Face
virtually.
to face. Now you have no choice. I'm going to meet you face to face, Donald. Okay, so
Yeah,
this
there
is
are quite a
important
few
for me
people who
also.
wants to know where you're based.
Pretoria is Silver Lakes. Why am I shining so much, ladies? Woo!
No,
The
Umuntle,
serums
all
that we
right.
use.
Is
The
that so? You
serums
want
that
to
we
see
use.
one?
No, I use a lot of serums on this face. Yeah, you can find me Pretoria East, Silver Lakes area. I'm at Tiger Valley Office Park. But if you follow me, you will see my location there.
Yeah. Okay, Mpumi, you can ask your
Hi,
question.
Doctor. Hi, Doctor.
Hi,
So,
how are you?
if I'm good, and how are you?
I'm good.
I want to know about the glycolic acid because before I went to the doctor, I started using it. So I don't know what you think of it. Like for someone who hasn't gone to the doctor yet, is it like would you advise to use it because it's an exfoliant and yeah. So I don't know what you think of it, and
So you
also.
you actually answered yourself. It's an exfoliant,
Mm,
and therefore, so glycolic acid, we tend to find it in chemical peels, right? So it peels off, dead skin from the your that's on top of your skin, right? So for some people, it might be quite irritating to go down the glycolic acid. I've seen a lot of scientific papers now talking about using glycolic acid as well as retinol, especially in combination with your minoxidil and all of that. There's still a lot of scientific data coming with regards to that. It hasn't really been proven as now you bring out the nerd in me. It hasn't been proven as something that is standard of care for alopecia, right? But I've seen people saying that you can use it. So for me, I would say rather go consult, figure out what type of alopecia you have, then take it from there. But for me personally, I never tell my patients to use glycolic acid because I know the fact that, it's an exfoliant and it will strip off. And for those people who already have sensitivity on their heads, who have an infective and inflammatory process, that's not the ideal thing to do.
yes, the dermatologist gave me Dovate, so I don't know if you could just give me more information on it because I was too shy to ask. He didn't tell me what she was prescribing. He just gave me the list, and then I
You're
just went
speaking
ahead.
so thingy. Is it just
So
me?
No.
the dermatologist gave her Dovate. You know the Dovate ointment
Yeah. Yes.
to apply on her scalp. But I think she wants to know more. Is Dovate a proper ointment for you to use for? Is it the sensitivity, Bumi? Maybe you can
What was
explain
it
further. Did
for?
the dermatologist
What type of
explain?
alopecia do you have?
Ariata. I have
Okay.
yeah. So she just gave me
So,
those, and then she
so
told me I have to come back in November after, because she didn't want to recommend prescribe minoxidil. She just gave me the Dovate. So
So it is a good thing. Sorry, guys, I'm shining. Can I put on?
Something else to remove the shine.
No, I'm trying to put back that thing on. Yeah,
And
this
you were
makes me.
okay. Hey, I promise you, it's just you.
So, so they do give it for that. And the reason why, when did you go? Because normally we give people about 3 to 6 months on it. Firstly to see that it works, and then they come back, and then we will take it from there. If still we feel that okay, fine, we're not seeing what we want to see, then we will start you on your minoxidil. But for you, remember, what you call this, alopecia areata, or is an autoimmune disease. So that's what we want to manage more than anything, firstly, before we can even hit you with your minoxidils and whatever. That's why different treatment will be different for other people. So the people who have your alopecia areata, some of them will be given that to manage that auto-inflammatory process that's taking place.
what about if you wanna go the holistic route? If you wanna do it the natural way, what is your advice on that? If you don't wanna take medication for it, because I've
What
seen
Let me ask firstly, when you say holistic, what do you mean?
natural herbs, making your own teas at home, and just using herbs. Because I've followed some people on TikTok who have cured it using natural solutions. So I don't know what you think about that.
That was one of the questions here as
I
well. I don't
know.
know if you Hurry, do they? Because I can
Ooh,
tell you,
so
I'm guilty.
natural
I've tried them. So
natural remedies and things, some are good, not all of them, but they can never replace medical treatment. Let me put it like that. So if you really want to see improvement, the best option is to at least you have a diagnosis, follow through with the treatment that you've been put on. The one thing that I've picked up with a lot of people, or a lot of my patients, is that they want things to just happen like now. I've seen you, ma'am. Can I be okay? You understand? And it's a process, right? It's a process. It's a disease. You have to allow the medication to work. You have to give yourself grace as well and be kind to yourself. Um, because if you adding on that, you're stressing yourself. Oh my gosh, why am I not getting the same results as Mothabi? Mothabi used this, and within 2 weeks she was okay. Allow yourself that process, right? Proper treatment, really, you should start seeing some kind of improvement 3 to 6 months. But before then, it really, you're not gonna see a lot. I'm not against home remedies, but is it the right home remedy for you, Mpumi? You understand? Yes, Mothabi is using this, but does it work for you? And that's where the issue then becomes, because you are using something that somebody else, and it might genuinely be working, but for you it won't work. So that's why it's important. Go to your doctor. Be patient, guys. It's a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint when it comes to alopecia.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll go down now. Thanks so much. This is so informative, and it's like a support group. You know, we don't have lot of people to talk to about this thing. Even with me, it's not a genetic thing, so it's not easy to find people you can talk to about this. So thank you very much. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much,
And
Shimpo. Did you want
yes,
to say
I love
something,
that.
Dr. Bontle? Did you want to say something before? It's okay.
No,
She
no,
can
no.
still listen still if
Okay.
there's anything. I saw, I don't know, Dr. Bontle, I'm gonna skip some of the questions because for me it's questions that you've answered already.
Hmm.
Um, but what misconception about alopecia do you wish people understood better?
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Yes, I know for traction alopecia, we'll be like, don't do those hairstyles, don't whatever. But the other people who do braids, they don't get, traction alopecia. It's not your fault. So start off with that. If you didn't do, yeah, if you didn't dye your hair, if you don't, it's not your fault, especially if it's a medical condition or nutritional deficiency, right? Other misconceptions. When I was growing up, people used to have I would see kids with alopecia areata actually, and they'd be like, "Oh, unale podile." I don't know why they called it that. I can't even tell you. But and they feel like it's like I can't touch you. You have an infective thing. There's this negative thing about a lot of diseases out there, right? Alopecia being one of them. And that thing that people kind of say and blaming you, it's wrong. So be kind to yourself. That's the one thing I would want to tell people. Be kind to yourself, right? Don't listen to this and that and this and this and this and this. Treat it as if you have hypertension. Go to your doctor, get your treatment, focus on you, and then just cancel out all the noise. Cancel out all the noise.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say, oh, sorry, doctor, sorry for interrupting. Because I see here there's a comment from B Cakes, and she's saying, "Today I'm feeling so low, I
Oh,
couldn't go out." And I find that we've been getting a lot of those. So I wanted to also just maybe if you can tap on how they can, especially for Ubi and everyone else, they can navigate those low moments or those low days, and just in terms of their mental health and awareness. Because what I've realized is because alopecia is not a life-threatening condition, there seems to be a lack of sympathy, empathy towards uh, people who have alopecia. So how can anyone just navigate their day to day, with hypertension, um, there's a lot of people who lena cannot be lazy, and they support each other, and that actually helps with you navigating that particular disease you have. But with alopecia, I find that there's just not there's no sympathy or empathy towards those people. Yeah.
I hear you, and I think so. I'm very passionate about mental health. Your hair, they always say your hair is your crown. That's what people see when you walk into a
Mhm.
room, right? And for most women, that is what we feel. It forms part of your beauty, right? It's part and parcel of who you are, And when you have issues with your hair, it will impact you. It will have an impact on your self esteem, and all other areas, For example, you have a job interview and all of that. If I can't afford to buy a wig, right? My option now is to go bald, but now I feel like
Mhm.
bold hair is not my thing, and it will knock you, right? Because I want to feel like Nami, I can do braids, I can pondo, whatever it is. So it has a huge psychological impact. And it's across not even just women, even men. And that's why when it comes to management of alopecia, it's not just you and your doctor, I do my PRPs on whatever. It becomes a multidisciplinary thing where you have to involve a dietitian as well, because nutritional is important. Nutrition is important when it comes to alopecia. You have to involve a psychologist, right? Because how you deal with things and how I deal with things, it's not the same. Yes, Mosali is walking, she's happy, she looks, like I'm caring, I'm bold. Somebody else can be like, but I don't want this. I don't see myself as beautiful with a bald head. I wish I had hair. And we have to understand that. And we have to be empathetic and really get that person's support. I love platforms like this. And I was telling Mutabi yesterday, I'm like, more than anything else, after this, I want people to feel like they have a community. So it shouldn't stop here. It should be a community where you can reach the other ladies and say, today I'm not okay. I really don't feel like. And somebody can say, you're not alone. Okay, do you want to talk? What is it today? How do we get you through this point, right? Getting psychological help, whether private, whether public, getting that psychological help. Because sometimes your immediate family, they don't understand as well. If I am not in this journey, I can never truly understand what you are going through. And it's easier when you're talking to somebody who's going through this than to say, I hear you, I've been there. These are some of the tools that I used, right? So I hope after this point, whoever said that they were feeling really down today, that they know that they can reach out to you, to all of you, create your own little community to say, guys, I'm not okay today. Let's talk. It's important that we support each other. As doctors, we can support you as well, but I always feel like the most support comes from people who are going through the same thing as you, because they've been down that journey. Maybe now you are 5 years further down the line and you've been at that point where somebody else is, and you can give them words of encouragement.
Yeah. Lerato, the other Lerato, not you, Lerato Mufugeng. I saw your comments. I just wanted you to request just so you talk to the doctor a bit. We don't have enough time left with the doctor, but you can go on. You don't have to open your camera if you're not comfortable. Don't worry about that, please.
Okay.
Don't.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Hi,
hear you.
Dr. Bontle and all the other ladies of Mutabi.
Hi, Lerato.
Dr. Bontle, I have alopecia. Okay, it's not diagnosed, but I'm losing hair. There's bald spots in the middle of my head and on some other parts. But now the worrying part that it's a new thing that I'm experiencing things like deep pimple nyana all over my scalp. And in they end up being scabs. If I can like each, and then once I start scratching, you can get little scabs that just peel off. And sometimes when I carry this as well. So is that part of the alopecia, and what must I do to treat them? I'm so even scared to seek out for medical help because it's something even major. But hey, I can't keep ignoring them still.
Yeah. I think I spoke about this, that some people will have scales or kind of like an infective process on your scalp. That is some of the signs that you'll see. And you said you've only noticed it recently, right?
Yes.
Yes. So for you, I would say don't go to the doctor, run to the doctor.
Okay.
Jump if you have to jump to go to the doctor, just so that whatever it is, we manage it.
Okay.
You get the proper diagnosis. Don't ever be scared to go to the doctor and get whatever diagnosis. I'm a firm believer in I'd rather know and know what I'm dealing with. And if it's something that I can manage it, then wait up until a point where now the help is no longer able to to do anything. Whatever was there that could have helped is no longer there. So my advice to you would be go to the doctor, make sure that you get assessed, and then they will start you on the right treatment just for you.
Okay. Okay, doctor, I will do so. Thank you. I think it was more.
Run, don't walk.
No, I'm definitely
Crawl
running there. I think Haulolo, it was just the fear of you can I can actually see alopecia and I haven't really accepted it, but I think that fear, yeah, I think I'm starting to lose more hair every day. The bald spots are just becoming bigger and bigger. Kore, I think it's more than anything the fear of that. Kore, I'm definitely losing all my hair. So nkare I could say that I was holding on to some hope esiko. But yeah, I will definitely do that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Can I share with you? When was it when I got diagnosed with hypertension? Yo, I was in denial. And doctors are the worst patients, by the way. They're the worst.
You?
And I was in denial. I was like, it can't be me. No ways.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you know what? I'll start with lifestyle, reduce salt and whatever. And then I went again and it was still high. And I had to be like, okay, throw death or pills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ne?
Which one, right? So for you now is, let me get my diagnosis. Let me start what I need to before it gets worse. So I know that feeling of I'm gonna go there and they're just going to tell me the most horrible thing and I don't want to deal, I don't want to hear it. But go. At least now you know you have a community now that you can come back to and be like, guys, I went and this is what I was told. Is there anybody else who's going through this? How did you navigate through it?
Thank you so much, Osmutaji and Dr. Bontle.
You're welcome.
No problem. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you get the answers that you're looking for. But run, but it's a run. Don't walk. No.
Yeah, I'm running. Thank you, sis.
Run, yes, I saw two people who are really not okay and who want to request. Guys, you must remember, I don't have all the questions. You guys might have something that is extremely important, more than mine. So I would suggest that you request quickly. Dr. Bontle has to leave as well. So I'd rather you request and ask those questions so that you get the answers. I don't know if you guys know how to request or you want me to invite you. Because I saw it was bee cakes and matapelo, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you guys can also request. But doctor, you mentioned that I wanted to ask you this. Remember when I said, okay, let me just mute take a bit. When you spoke about there might be other medical conditions that would cause alopecia. What's about I come from a family that has vitiligo as well.
Oh, wow.
And you know, I read something not long ago that also that has an impact on you must know vitiligo is also the Rato has spots already, you know that show. I've got a patch and another small one, and I just wanted to know before, especially that part, yeah, like there could be other medical conditions that actually affect. Yeah.
So you remember when I said when it comes to autoimmune diseases, chances are you have one, especially when now you have alopecia. Chances are there are other things there, right? And with autoimmune diseases, vela they run in the family. And if I don't know if I should use this word, I don't want to say if you're unfortunate, Mutabi, but you guys, you won the lottery, yeah, everything. I thought I was the only one, but I'm glad to have found my people who also decided to have all possible diseases in a family from both sides. So thank you for joining the group. Thank you for joining the group. It happens. But if you have certain autoimmune diseases, vitiligo is not often the one that pops up in terms of diseases that are linked with alopecia. However, like I said, you find that certain autoimmune diseases, because there's an inflammatory process, your body is attacking itself. It will happen in other areas as well, right? So some people will then see it, their hair follicles in addition to the vitiligo that's taking place in your body.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Interesting. Yeah, well, it is. Ke bophelo ba rona bo. B Cakes, you wanted to say something to the doctor before?
Hi, Doctor. Hi, Mashavin. Hi, Larito.
Hi, B.
Okay, I'm glad to hear from you. Thank you, Doc, for the information. I'm live from Zambia. I really got the inspiration from, is it Mashavi? I don't know how you pronounce the name in South Africa.
That's
But you really
okay.
encouraged me. I'm from Zambia. Mostly, what really turns me down is, I don't know how it is that side, but mostly from here, when you don't have hair, you termed as a body, sometimes people will judge you, like society will look at you as somebody who is a ruined child, maybe a messed up child. They won't really regard you as somebody who is well brought up. They will judge you, they'll think otherwise. I remember the time I was in school, you would just get those comments from almost everyone. They'll be like, what's really wrong with you? Why don't you have your hair? What happened? Like, you'd be asked those main questions, and sometimes you just be left alone. Like, you won't have friends because almost everybody's afraid to relate with you. And then you begin to ask yourself questions to say, am I really okay? Can I live this life without people around me? Or how am I supposed to hold on? And you'll just be frustrated. You'll just be feeling like, just wondering to say, okay, how do I cope up with this situation? It's here with me. It's here to stay. Whereby you've been told to say there is no cure. This is just how you can live. This is what you can just be using. And then you be asking yourself questions to say, what really went wrong? Where did I go wrong? Especially that I'm the only child of my parents with this condition. So mostly, it breaks me. There are times I tell myself to say, you're a strong girl, at least you can do one or two things. There are people who are sick around the world and they can't just stand, they just wishing to walk, but you can walk. But there are just times when I just break down, like having the headaches, it's just sometimes it just hurts me like it does. And then there are just those days when I just feel like, okay, there's nothing that I can do about it. The least that I can do is just carry my head the way it is and just be glad to God that I have this life. But like I said, today it's just a different day. I'm just feeling low. I'm just feeling bad about everything. Have been indoors. I don't even know what to do next. Like, what really went wrong? So I decided to start following Michelle because she encourages me, and I just hope one day I'll be able to face the world again. Thank you.
Hi B, can I just ask, are you seeing someone now? Like a psychologist, a counselor, any, you have somebody at home that you can talk to?
At the moment, yes, but there are times when I fail to talk to people because I just want to be alone. Like, I don't want anyone around me. I feel like I'm judged for things that I don't even know about. So mostly, I'm just alone. Like, I'll just be alone and go through whatever I have to go through. And when I'm okay, I'll go out and meet people.
So I'm a Christian, so let me not, I'll pull it out there. And I always felt that you were never alone. God is with you. Pray,
Yeah.
but also try to talk to someone, a professional, to help you get back to self. I can hear your voice, and I wish I could give you a hug right now. But just know that there's something all our life. And want you to get the help, you can reach out to me as well after this, and we can talk about that. I think I'm so sorry to feel this way. But yeah, you're good.
Thank you. I really
Thank you
appreciate
for being brave enough to request. I can hear you, but an echo. I think if you can go up the line and come back, your echo will be sorted.
All right, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Please do reach out to Tabontle as said, and I hope you will get the help. But we are here. May not be physically, but you know, as I always say, hold my hand, I'll hold your hand, we'll go through this together.
Sure.
And I'm glad that the Tabontle also offered to be a part of this. So I hope we'll get the help and you'll get there one day.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to hear from you.
Thank you so much for
Thank you. All right, bye.
I can see that there are a lot of people here, talking about, they've lost their confidence and self-esteem. Yeah.
Yes. Can I just read one inbox that I got that touched me, and I think we can let you go after Mona because I don't want to keep you forever. But I'm not gonna say who it's from. But I saw it because I had asked the person if they can request, and they said, "Yo, sis, I don't think I'm ready. I'm so ashamed of my condition. I don't know why, but I feel kiaswabisa and people will laugh. I don't think I will even survive the horrible comments should I request it." And that was my fear initially when I wanted to start this 4 years ago, that the horrible comments, not necessarily the hore ke a swabisa or anything, but when I read the fact that hore o nahana hore wa swabisa, o ashamed, that just that killed me. And I know she's here because I saw her. So I don't know, maybe you can just encourage everyone else who can't request, because I'm sure they're probably emotional, because I can tell you B made me cry a bit. But maybe you can.
By the way, I had to hold it together. I'm a crybaby, but I didn't want to be like how the doctor was crying with everybody on their live now. You know what I want to say, and I said this earlier on. You are not alopecia. Alopecia is not you. There's so much more to you than your hair. I love this song. I am not my hair. I am not my skin.
Yeah.
You're not your hair. There's so much more to you than just your hair. Yes, your hair is the first thing. Your face is the first thing that people see when you walk into a room. But that's not what defines you. There are other things about you. And you find that when you sit with other people, they will tell you, this is how you make me feel, right? Don't worry about how you look, but this is who you are to me. And this is how I see you. You might not see yourself that way, but this is how I see you. And I'm hoping Motsabi after this, will create a little support group, whatever on TikTok, if it allows to do that, so that everybody here can just join and really feel like they have a place to go through, and other people to talk to. Some people do go through genuine depression because of this. And that's another very important thing that I want to highlight, to say that if you're really feeling like your mood is always low, you've really lost interest, you don't want to go out, you don't want to do the same things that you used to do, and you really are not yourself, please seek help. SADC, it's the South African Depression Group. You can go to them. Like I said, if you don't know, reach out to me. I will connect you to the right people, counselors, psychologists, whoever, to build you up. Because what I want from this, it's not so much so, yes, I'm gonna get minoxidil, yes, I'm gonna do PRP, and I'm gonna get my hair back. I want all of us to leave here feeling that we are confident in who we are, you know, build ourselves up, get back to self if you've lost self, and know that you can get there.
Yeah.
We've all been through that process of where you just feel like, I'm drowning, So I want us to all be able to at least get our heads, out the water and feel like we can breathe again. Yeah, but I'm sending you all lots of love, lots of hugs, and I know that we will get through this. I'm hoping that Mutabi will make this now a regular thing where you guys just have catch up sessions, even if it's once a month, where you just talk and vent and just l- say this week was horrible, and know that other people will be like, oh my gosh, same here. Because when B said she's not okay, I saw a lot of people saying, I'm also there, I'm also there, I'm also there.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. I don't even know how to thank you. I once made a video about have you ever thanked someone and you felt like a thank you is just not enough? You feel like you are not doing enough, yet the other person actually does see and appreciates the fact that you are grateful for what they did. What you did today, not only for the people, for me, is beyond amazing. I'm so grateful that I reached out to you and you did not even waste time. You did not even take long to respond to my messages. And thank you so much, Dr. Bontle. You have no idea what you've done today. You yourself have changed even some of the things that I was questioning, because sometimes I wake up and I feel like, "Ugh, maybe I should not have gone this far, am I ready for this? It's too heavy for me. But then I open the app and I find the inboxes and I find the messages and I'm like, no, 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 no. It's a good thing you did this. And I can imagine how much it takes away from you as well as doctors, to always find different people who are heavy hearted, who are emotional, who can't deal with this whole thing, because you also have to encourage them and find ways to help them. That must also, because you are human as well. That must also play a part in your health. But I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Dr. Bontle.
Yeah, can I tell you
I hope this is
something?
not the end of yeah.
It's not. Can I tell you something? My friends and I, some of my friends, we always say, if you don't have a psychologist, and if you're not seeing one, go get one ASAP. Life is hard. Work, we are moms, we are sisters, brothers, sisters. We are so many things to so many people, and oftentimes we leave ourselves. And when some women come to me, it's like, it's not that I couldn't have come, I had other things that I had to deal with, and this was, yes, it's impacting me, but it was the last thing that on my mind, that I wanted to deal with these other things, right? Get help, guys. Psychologists are the best. You go there, you meet someone who is objective, you just lay it out, and they just listen, and they offer advice where they can offer advice. So if anything else, I would say to you guys, go talk to, I have a psychologist. If I had to take on everything that I'm taking on now and my own things, I would not be okay, right? You need an outlet, you need a place. If you are scared to go see, journal, put pen to paper and write, your feelings, your this or that, or find someone that you can just talk to, but don't keep it, to yourself. That's how a lot of us, we really end up going into a dark space, because we just feel so alone. You are not alone. There's a lot of help out there. And I'm glad. Also, I want to say thank you to you for reaching out to me. When you did, I was like, how? I have like 200 followers, roughly. How did Motabi find me now? Is she sure? But I also think there's a calling and a purpose for everything. And I'm glad that our paths met and we had this live today. I hope that, people can leave here feeling really supported and that there's help for them. Hair loss is not permanent for everybody. I think that's another misconception that I forgot to mention. It's not permanent for everybody. The others, they can gain their hair back if you get the right treatment, you get the right medical advice, right? And then please mix it with some psychological, some kind of support. It's important. It is important. And I wish you all the best, ladies. I saw all of you. Those of you who said you're going to inbox me, please do. I might not answer today or tomorrow, but definitely Monday, I will respond to you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And
Thank you so much. I hope you guys actually follow Dr. Bontle, because that's the only way you will get to speak to her, so please make sure you follow her. The address, the location for where she is on the profile, on her profile, so you'll find all information whether on Instagram or on TikTok. The information is there. Thank you so much. Ke a leboga. Ke leboga haholo, Bontle. Thank you so.
Thank God.
We'll talk
I gotta
after
just press
this.
the X. Papa Mutabi taught me how to go live for the first time yesterday. I just pressed the X, man.
You just press and then you disconnect. Yeah.
Bye, ladies.
Bye, Bontle. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. Honestly, I have no words. I don't know if my sister wants to come through. I don't know if Lerato, you want to come through and say something. I don't know if there's anybody who wants to come through and say something. I am at a loss for words, to be honest with you. This has been a success. This is exactly what I was hoping for. This was actually what I was hoping for and more. I hope you guys really learned a lot. I'm not gonna stop. This is not a campaign for September. This is a journey that we are going to go through right through. My inbox is open. I think you guys know that, and I do respond as much as I can. So thank you so much. Maybe we should not have anything else to say, because I really am emotionally mixed in now, after this. But thank you so much. We are going to have more lives. It's going to be different lives. You guys heard Dr. Bontle did say that this is not the end. We're not seeing her for the last time. So thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the questions. Am I glad that you guys were not scared to even ask questions and join? Thank you so much. Ke a leboga. Ke a leboga haholo Modimo a letse hantle. I hope you guys get encouraged. I hope I hope you guys get strength from this live and every other live and video that I'm going to post. I hope you know that Dr. Bontle is right. You guys are not alone. We are all in this, and we really can't wait to see the community grow, actually, because clearly it's a lot. It's a lot of us that are going through this. We are going to find ways to, you guys will get more information on what's going to happen. There's a whole lot of things that are going to happen. As I've told you, that this is not just a campaign for September. We are growing this. It's going to be bigger than us. We are going to make sure it is. We are not stopping here. So thank you so much for coming through. I hope you guys have a great Saturday night and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Ke le rata mal. Thank you so much. Ndimaletse hantle.